Good evening. Let's see. Hopefully that's working. Yes, there we are. I believe. Is it moving? Okay, there we go. I'm looking up at the thing that's saying live, but the timer wasn't going. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is well. Those of you that know, my last live stream was taken down, and I was given a warning. They were saying I was giving medical misinformation. Those of you that didn't know, that is what happened in the last uh, one. So um, I appealed it. They said no, you were giving medical misinformation, which is not true at all. Because if I remember correctly, and I do remember correctly, I always say that this is my opinion. I'm not, and I honestly even said I will not give out medical advice because it is outside my scope of practice, and so I would never do that. You don't even know. No, don't, big baby. So anyway, it is what it is. It's not a strike because I had no stop, and so hella no, it's not. She's a lunatic. All right, but yeah, I always tell people, I won't give out advice. I'll tell you what I do. I share information. That's what I do. And but I will never give medical advice to people because that can get me in trouble. But apparently, YouTube, like I said, they don't want certain opinions being put out there. Apparently, so um, you know, Facebook said they're taking down prepper pages. Oh, it doesn't surprise me, Happy Homesteader. It doesn't surprise me at all because you got to understand, we think outside of the box. Preppers, off gridders, we are people who think outside of the box. So that is, that's a problem. And but it is what it is, and so we just have to deal with it. We just have to be smarter, and getting yourself banned or kicked off of. Hey, get down, hella down, down. What did I say? Get down. No, I'm sorry, guys. They just came in. They just came in. So when they first come in, she is all kinds of fired up. She's like a big baby. So, all right, but yeah, we're a threat to their narrative, exactly. So, but okay. So before we get going in this here, um, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented show. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat, and no racism, no nastiness. So I would absolutely encourage you to be decent. If you cannot be, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're not going to tolerate any nonsense, and that's just kind of how that goes. Uh, you know, there's always going to be people that are going to try to jam you up. That's part of YouTube. And I've said this before, and I will say this again. I have met some absolutely wonderful, wonderful people through this YouTube channel. People that I consider my true friends now. Two of them that come off the top of my head right away. One is my buddy Reese down in South Carolina, and another one is my buddy Eric down in Washington D.C. Him and his son Cody, absolutely outstanding people. My buddy Reese is right up there with them as well. Just fantastic people, all of them. And it has been my honor to have met them, and now count them as my friends because they're good people. So, and I've met a tremendous amount of other people as well. Don't get me wrong. So, I mean, if I don't mention you directly, it's not a slight by any way, by any means. But I've been very, very fortunate. So, unfortunately, when you do put yourself out there on YouTube, and this is all part of it, unfortunately, you have to deal with the negative aspect of it as well. There's always going to be that grouping of people that are going to want to bring you down, that they hate you, and whatever the case may be. So that's all part of it as well. So again, if you don't give them the ammunition, they can't use it against you. But anyway, so We're going to be talking about overreach of government in this video today, is what we're going to be talking about. There's a couple couple of points, little observations that I made that I want to discuss first. And again, my observation, um, their words, not mine. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, we're at 406 already in the chat. I'm going to ask you if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, because we're at 153 thumbs up. So obviously you all have not shot a thumbs up yet. I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that. And we're going to get into that in a minute, Wolfang. He says, did you watch Biden last night? We're going to get into that in a minute. So, but again, it really does help with the algorithms too. So the more interaction that we have on the channel is better for the channel as well. It pushes us up higher in the rankings. And so, you know, I ask you to do it for that reason too. Third reason, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's a game. So that's why I ask you to do that as well. So thank you for all those reasons. And again, if you're not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay, so Wolfgang brought this up. I'm just going to talk about it anyway. So Biden did his speech last night. A couple things that I want to point out about the speech. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of what he's pushing, because I'm not going to talk about that aspect of it. But two observations that I made during the speech, and I want you to think about these things. Think about this. First thing that he had said that really stood out to me was talking about doctors being, you know, the most trusted person. And he was asking doctors to encourage his patients that haven't done a certain thing yet to do so. And he said, I'm going to ask these doctors to do that for the next 2 weeks. And that stood out to me. Why would you only ask the doctor to do it for the next 2 weeks? Why only 2 weeks? What's going to happen after 2 weeks? So that's an interesting ponderance. It's a question. That's all that is. It's not me saying that, oh my God, in 2 weeks, this other shoe is going to drop. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you listen to their words. Why would he say it that way? Why would he not say, I'm going to continue to encourage my doctors out there, family practitioners, to encourage people to do X, Y, Z, right? That's what he would do. He wouldn't say for the next 2 weeks. So that was something that I thought was very, very interesting, because usually these people have information that they're not sharing with us, obviously. And so maybe that's why he knows that something is going to happen in 2 weeks. I don't know. Again, pure speculation, but just a play on words. I thought that was interesting. The second thing that I thought was interesting is when he said, and I'm going to quote, "We have been patient, and our patience is wearing thin." Now, who are you? You're the president of the United States. Great. You know, are you my father? No. You don't get to tell me what to do and what not to do. And I'm wearing on your patience. Too bad. Too bad. Okay. That's what I thought was very, very interesting. So again, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on those two things. So I think that is it is very, very interesting. So like I said, I am not going to. And somebody said, "Oh, well, you know, you're being." I got the comment, "You're being a sellout because you're not going to talk about a certain topic anymore." No, I'm not going to talk about a certain topic anymore because I don't want to get strikes, not be able to post, not be able to share what we're doing and what's going on. And we got some exciting stuff coming up here, you know, with the channel. So why would I want to get myself jammed up so that I can't share that information with you? You know what I mean? So that's, you know, yeah, it's not about freedom or personal choice directly from Biden's mouth. Yeah, to Satan's ears, right? Yeah, it's just, again, like I said, I am going to not touch that subject. First of all, I have beat that subject to death like a dead horse, okay? So, you know, you guys all know, anybody that's watched this channel for any length of time, you know where I stand on the topic. You know where I'm always going to stand on the topic. I will not be deviating from my point of view. I am not a person, anybody that watches this channel knows I don't flip-flop. I say it like it is. I tell you how I feel, where I stand, and that's it. And if you like it, great. And if you don't like it, that's on you. So, you know, but so anyway, so that's, you know, like I said, that's where we're at with that. And every, you know, and I'll be honest with you, I was tired of talking about it, realistically, to be honest with you, because it's all you see in the news. It's being jammed down your throats constantly, and so it's just unbelievable. So anyway, I think your channel's amazing. Big supporter for you, Cassandra D said. Well, thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate you saying that. That's very, very kind of you. Like I said, I really enjoy being on here, interacting with you guys, sharing everything that we're doing and what's going on with us and stuff like that. So, that's Hella back on the bed now. She just got off. Um, but I really enjoy doing this. I really have, and I will continue to do as long as I possibly can. So we got to play the game. Everything is a game. So let me ask you guys this, okay? For those of you, and this is just actually it could be blanketed against all of you at your jobs. Is there things that go on your job that you don't like, that you would like to speak up about or say something about, but you don't because you know that if you do, you're going to get fired from your job? Of course there is. That's with everything, every aspect of everything out there. So when you push too much, eventually the pushback comes, and it's not a good thing for you. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I'm just, like I said, I want to be smarter than that. I'm not going to be like, I'm digging my heels in and I'm going to say what I want to say anyway. And then you're gone. So there you go. What did that help? So, but anyway, it's just the whole situation. Like I said, I will always encourage you to do your own research. Always read between the lines. Realize that whatever information is being put out on social media by the networks, or anything like that, you are being given what they want you to hear. So, think about that. So that's how it goes. But anyway, so again, technically, technically, we're still a free country, but that it seems to be a different mindset today. So anyway, let's talk. Let's talk about government overreach. Let's talk about that. And we're not even going to use this topic. Well, it is unbelievable to me, truly unbelievable to me. Ed, have you done any writing lately? Yes, I have, Steve. I have been out. Actually, Heather and I were out. What day were we out? The balloon festival was down in town over last weekend, and so we had gone out riding that day, and we had a blast. And so, yeah, no, I've been out. I don't know what I'm going to do. So fall's coming up, and as some of you may know, some of you may not. Where is that? Is that in here? Hold on a second. I'll show you if it is. Yes. All right. It is in here. All right. I picked up a GoPro. All right. I have a mount in the center of my windshield of my motorcycle to put this on there. And so I will be doing some video, especially this fall when the leaves change up here, because it's absolutely gorgeous when they do. And I will be getting some riding videos, and I will be posting them up on the channel. But I picked up that GoPro for that reason. And so I think it'll make some really, really cool videos, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, but yes, I did pick up a GoPro, and I have the mount in the center of my windshield of my motorcycle. And so, is it a Hero 9? Let's see. I'll tell you what it is. Let's see. GoPro 360 windshield mount. Oh, that's the mount. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what it says for the GoPro itself. It doesn't say right off of here. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can. Just says GoPro, so I don't know. So that's all I know. But So I have that, and I will be getting that, going, and I will be making videos on the motorcycle and sharing them as well. There's a lot of things that I want to do. I don't always get to them all the time, just because, you know, it is, things have been busy, and obviously I've been busy. But so let's talk about government overreach, okay? What amazes me more than anything else, um, think vibration, Ed. Harley Davidson shakes too much. It's a solid mount. It's not going to shake at all. So no. So it'll be good, Stephen. It's like you'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if it does, and then then we know that didn't work. So but a lot of people have GoPros and stuff like that, and they do a lot of videos of them riding. And it's a really smart safety thing as well. If somebody does something stupid, you have it on video. There have been many, unfortunately. Are you going to use your drone down in West Virginia? Michael Elport says, yes, I do plan on using that down there. I do plan on using the drone. I definitely want to do that as well because I think we can get some really cool footage from above. I think that would be really, really neat. So, but anyway, one other thing I did want to mention before we get into government overreach. I do want to mention this because I thought unbelievable that he would take credit for this. So anybody that watched Biden's speech last night, well, before I was president, they were only producing 50,000 jobs per month. Yeah, because the country had been shut down, everybody had been taken out of work, nobody was working. They essentially were limiting what you could do and what you could not do, if I remember correctly. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do remember that, right? And he was taking credit. Well, in the last 3 months, we've created 700,000 jobs per month. Yeah, because people finally started going back to work because they had to. He created nothing. The jobs were already there. People weren't working because of all the things that they have done to, enable people to continue to stay home and not work. Imagine that. And that bit him in the butt too. So interesting. Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. Him trying to take credit for job creations. I'm like, what a joke. What an absolute joke. But anyhow, so government overreach. When you have a government that is going to dictate to you, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it this way. We'll use. No, I can't. I don't want to because it's all about right now with everything that's going on. And I'm not going to get into that part of the discussion. So if you have a government that we'll do it this way. So we got to be careful how we word this. If you have a government that is pushing something on the people, all right, uh, that is for the government's benefit realistically and not the people's benefit, and they are telling you what you can and cannot do, people need to realize these are elected officials that we voted them in technically, if that's realistically how it went, or if they were picked, who knows. But we have the power, we really do have the power to say, no, you're done, you suck at what you're doing, we don't like what you're doing, and we want you to change that. Or so we actually do have that power. You look at, and I'm going to use a great country as an example of that, which they do it all the time, and they're fantastic at it. France. You look at the history of France, folks. There have been many, many times throughout the history of France that the people have stood up and said, no, that's enough. We're done. And they've overthrown governments. They've overthrown monarchies. Okay. That's what they did because they had the power. They realized when you have this small group of people dictating to you what you can and cannot do that you elected or were the monarchy, if you will, when people realized how much power, hey, stop, down, sorry, when people realized how much power we really have as a collective group, that was it, you know. So it is amazing to me that people will just go along, do as they're told, not question anything, not say, wait a minute, what are you doing and why are you trying to do this? Okay, it is amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing to me. So it is. So glad I live in a red state, Randy Romance. Yeah, I hear you. You know, but we have to remember that Ed, you should not listen to keyboard warriors. No, I hear what you're saying, Mark Webb, and I don't obviously. I'm going to do whatever I want to do anyway. Again, once again, it's the weird concept is it's my channel, and I can do whatever I want, so that's what I do. But I try to, I'm trying to be transparent, and try to explain things to people, and that's, sometimes that gets me in trouble, sometimes it doesn't, but it is, it's part of what happens. So. Um, when you see Australia and have loved ones there, it makes you think if we are really a country we thought anymore. In a moment, it does not feel like that for me personally. Yeah, what's going on in Australia is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And again, people even in Australia or wherever, whatever country in the world, if your government is doing too much, doing too much overreach, you actually have that power to change that if you work together as a collective, as a group. See, I have a hard time ever seeing that happen here in the United States. I do, and I will tell you why. Several factors of why I think that we'll never realistically see, an uprising in this country for the most part. Now, small scale, maybe yes, but large scale, probably not, because too many people, number one, are too comfortable. They're way too comfortable. They got the roof over their head. They got their TV, as my grandfather would say, an idiot box to entertain them. So they're distracted and they're not paying attention with something that doesn't affect them directly yet, right? Doesn't affect them directly yet, so they don't care. They got their drugs and their alcohol, and so they're content. That's part of the thing. The other part of the problem is we have a government that perpetuates division constantly in this country. Hey, Jen F. Chris told me our governor said no line of duty death pay for family if cop dies unjabbed. Wow. Wow. I mean, it's gotten insane. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And see, that's the other part of the problem. Thank you for sharing that information, Jen. I appreciate that. And that's nuts. That is nuts. Again, government overreach. Right there's a great example of that. Who are they? What that makes a difference in doing your job if you have or have not? I don't understand. That doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever. It's about control at the end of the day. And I want you guys to remember that. But the problems, too, like I said, what we have in this country, when you have the government perpetuate and keep that hate going as far as race, especially race, they've used that one. Oh, my God, they've used that one. Right? The news media constantly, right? Constantly. What do you see? What do you see? Police shootings. What do you how do they word it? And this is important. I want you guys to remember this. When you see somebody arrested or somebody charged with something, how the wording is done always for that sensationalism, always done to make a person look bad or whatever the case may be. So when there is a police shooting, let's just say, and this is a good example, and this is again government overreach, and this is done on purpose, guys. This is done on purpose. When you have the police shooting, how does the news portray it? Another police shooting. Now, the shooting may be 100% justified. The perpetrator may have um, been shooting at the police first, but they're never going to tell you that in the beginning of that report. What they're going to say, oh, another cop shot somebody, because that gets people's blood boiling. It gets them all worked up, especially if we can fit the narrative in where it's a white police officer and the perpetrator is black, right? Oh my God, that's perfect. Perfect. That's what they want to do. And it's done constantly. Watch the news. It happens all the time. All right. Now, are black people targeted more than the average person? Yeah, Absolutely, yes, they are. And I will be the first to admit that. Okay. Unfortunately, when you live like in cities, a lot of the crime, and here's the other part of that scenario, a lot of the crime is black on black crime, unfortunately. So yeah, the cops are jaded when they see things over and over and over and over again. They have a slant towards their way of thinking, and it don't matter what color that cop is. So I don't want you to think, oh, it's just white cops doing it. It's all the cops do it. So it's just like, and I try to explain this to you guys in nursing. Okay, if you work nursing home nursing, or if you've done any kind of hospice or any type of that type of care with people, you become desensitized to death. You do, because we deal with it all the time, and you have to, is a way to protect yourselves, to shield yourselves so that you don't get hurt, because you can't help but get attached to people. It happens, and then to watch them die, it's hard to deal with. So especially in nursing homes, you really do become desensitized to death, because that's a big part of what your job is. In a nursing home, is you're taking care of them until the undertaker comes and takes them out. Okay, it's part of the job. It's unfortunate, and but that's what happens. So because nurses become, if you will, insensitive to death, cops are the same way. When you deal with people on a daily basis, and you see a person that looks a certain way, if they're like a junkie or whatever the case may be, and it could be white, red, yellow, blue, green, don't matter what color they are, but they get that feel. They know, okay, this person most likely is on something, right? I mean, it's their experience, is what they deal with on a daily basis. So yeah, they become jaded, and that happens. But it's just one of those things that people need to remember. That's all part of it. So, but anyway, I'm like off the rails here with what I was talking about. But the government is always going to continue to push that narrative. So that was the point I was making. The government wants us to be divided. They want us to, I hate them because their skin is darker than mine, or I hate them because their eyes are slanted differently than my eyes are slanted. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we have to stop them from doing that. The other thing that they use to divide us, okay, they use religion. All right. And again, and I have told you guys, listen, and I will say this a million times, I don't care what religion you are. If it gives you peace of mind and makes you happy, then I'm happy for you. Absolutely. But you look at how it's pushed out there once again in the news media, right? Who's bad? Who's the worst ones, right? Well, it's the Jews. Jews are blamed for everything. We always got to blame the Jews, right? Or it's the Muslims. The Muslims are, oh, they're terrible. They're this, they're that. You know, in any group, in any religious segment, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. And I like to think that the majority of people are good people. I maybe I'm living in a fantasy world saying that, but I really believe that most people are generally decent people. Okay. So, but that is a wedge used to divide us once again, right? It happens all the time, constantly. Then we throw in their political affiliation, right? I mean, if you're an independent, they want you to pick a side. You got to pick a side. Which one you want to be on? You want to be a Republican? You want to be a Democrat? They're good. We're bad. They're this. They're that. It's another thing. Okay. If you lean left, or if you lean right, or if you're right in the middle, or if you're a moderate, or whatever you are, who cares? Who cares? We should respect each other. You don't have to agree with somebody's opinion, but as an adult, we should have that respect, that, okay, well, you know what? And I'm going to tell you what, I could not tell you how many conversations that I've had with people, and they're locked in on their view, and I'm locked in on my view. And I have said in the conversation, I said, listen, this is not going to go anywhere. Let's just agree to disagree and respect each other. And you know what? A lot of times it's worked really, really well. It's worked really, really well, because again, um, it's insanity, But that division is pushed so hard that they want us to hate each other for those reasons. Now, the newest one, as we all know, is the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. And if you listen to the propaganda, again, remember what I said. What is being pushed out there in the media is what they want you to hear, is what they want you to believe. Remember that. I will always encourage you all to do your homework, to look at the situation. Just don't look at the numbers. Just don't look at the numbers. See who's being affected. See who's being affected. Okay. So again, I think I needed to make a correction. Um, I have been saying that 80% of all hospitalizations for the right is either they have one mitigating factor, and I've been saying 80%. Well, apparently I'm wrong. I think the number is actually 78%. So I want to make a correction on that. But the one mitigating factor that those people have in common is that they are way overweight or they are obese. That's a mitigating factor. So that's something to think about. So, Ed, why do you think they are dividing us? What's the end game? Blue Star, it's a good question, and thank you for asking. I'll get to that in just 1 second. Jack Barnes says, think the vax mandate will be challenged by. Yes, I do believe it'll be challenged. The Supreme Court, absolutely. Yeah, I do believe that there'll be. I think that they're already planning on challenging. I know the Republicans are planning on challenging it already. So, but thank you for the question, and thank you very much for the donation as well. Now, to get back to the other one, why are they dividing us? Because if they divide us, they can keep us under control. If we're too busy fighting amongst ourselves over the scraps at the table, we're never ever going to focus on the true problem. The true problem, and actually, the true problem, guys, it's not just government. It's who pulls the government strings, and that's big business. That's big business. You look at some of these laws out there that are out there, and it's always slanted towards um, like the power companies. Like you look at Florida. Realistically, Florida, as much sunshine as Florida gets, most people should be off grid. Not some, most. Completely off grid, completely independent, having their own systems, creating their own power because they get more than enough sunshine in Florida, not just in the summer, but year round, where they would produce a tremendous amount of power. They don't need the power companies in Florida. But the power companies have enacted laws through donations to politicians to slant the laws that it really restricts people from trying to do that. That's all done for a purpose, okay? So that is an example. That's just an example of big business pulling the strings of the politicians to get what they want. You know, when you have the oil companies, the power companies, I want you to think about this, okay? And this is really, really easy. Hey, Troy, welcome to being a beginner prepper. Thank you very much for doing so. I do appreciate that. So, Troy just became a beginner prepper. We have 3 levels of membership if you are interested. On my website, if you go to my main page here on YouTube, you will see the join button, and that's what he just did, and he became a beginner prepper. We have beginner prepper, intermediate, and hardcore prepper. So there's 3 levels. For the hardcore preppers, I do a live stream every Monday just for the hardcore preppers. So if you're interested in that, please jump on the channel and check that out. All right. So thank you ahead of time. So, but anyway, agree to disagree used to work, but now it's next to impossible without those who know it all. Oh yeah, well there's a lot of those too. There's a lot of those too. But you know, it's just when you have big business controlling the narrative, they're going to have their hands in these politicians' pockets. And now those politicians are beholden to special interest groups. That's what we like to call them, right? Special interest groups. Hey, OFC Nation, thank you very much. And they said 7 eggs. We will get to that probably in about 10 minutes. But thank you for your guess. And thank you very much for the donation as well. And I won't tell you if you are correct or not until we do it. So, but thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. Um, Oh, Troy, thank you very much for the donation as well, man. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. Again, when you have these special interest groups that are there lobbying in Washington for these different big companies to enact laws and things that restrict us as free citizens from doing what we want to do, to being as independent as we possibly can be, that's what happens. That's what happens. And we sit back and we take it. It's a boiling frog thing, guys. Realistically, we take it, we take it, we take it. The water's warming up. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but the water's warming up. Hey, David Pitts, divide and conquer, oldest trick in the book. Absolutely, absolutely, and it's used all the time. Again, if they can continue to keep us fighting amongst each other, we will never, ever, ever stand up as a collective group of human beings, because we're all human beings. That at the end of the day, I think people need to realize that more. It would be great if we did. Do you realize? I want you to think about this, guys. There's a lot of very, very smart people in the world. I mean, I'm okay intelligence wise, but there's some really, really super, super, super smart people out there. If we use that energy of their wonderful minds to help society, I know it's a weird concept. I know it's a terrible concept to even think about, but to help society and work on making all of our lives better, wouldn't that be awesome? I want you to think about something too. Think of all the inventors out there. And I want you to think about this. All the inventors out there that invent all kinds of cool stuff that will work, right? But when you have companies like Big Oil, is a good example. And let's say you've come up with a new way to run cars that doesn't require any gasoline. Big Oil can't have that. They can't have that because that's their bread and butter. You got to have oil, right? So what has happened in the past, and this has been proven, this is not me making things up, different inventions that have come out have been bought up. The patent has been bought up from the individual that created this thing by these big businesses, and then they just put it on the shelf. They're never going to put it into production because it doesn't make them any money. Always, always, always comes down to money at the end of the day. It's money and power. She's into Mackless Dino. Okay, that's an interesting name. The government has shown in the past that they don't care about us, so why now? Why do they care so much to take our freedom away? What's the end game? It's a great question. That is a great question. I wish I had the answer for that. I really don't have the answer for that. I mean, if I knew what their ultimate goal is, that would be great. Again, you know what? There's not too many people on this planet. I talked about that the other day in my stream. The one, I think actually the one that got deleted. So I'll actually say it again today. We could fit all the people in the world, over 6 billion people, all the people in the world, we could fit them all into Alaska. So there goes your whole thing that there's too many people. But now when you have 10 million people jammed into a small area, that is not a good thing, in my opinion. I don't think that that's healthy. I think we need to have our space. We need to have room to walk around. We need to have room to breathe. We need to have our privacy. Now, if you want to be around people, great. That's awesome. But, it is, yeah, it's control. It always comes down to control. Granny Prepper just said that. Always about control. Dictating to you what you can and cannot do, and at the same time reaching in your pocket and taking every dollar they possibly can take out of your pocket. You know, the sun produces so much energy, and I know I talked about this once before. If we took 10,000 square acres in any one of the deserts, you want to go to California, Arizona, Nevada, any of those deserts. You look at Death Valley, good example. You're not going to have a whole bunch of people down in Death Valley living down in Death Valley. Why is Death Valley not covered in solar panels? Why? It gets a tremendous amount of sun. It's really hot. They'll produce a tremendous amount of power. You're not going to have a whole lot of cloudy days in Death Valley, right? So why is there not solar panels all over down there? Because of the hornet toads habitat nonsense crap. It's about power and control, guys. Again, if you have these big companies that control the narrative. They control the narrative. They control everything. And we continue to allow it to happen. People like myself that decided to get off the hamster wheel, that decided I wanted a different path to take in my life. You know how many times I've been called crazy? You're crazy. What are you thinking? Why would you want to live like that? You know? Or they think that you live in a shack. I've been told that you live in a shack on the top of a mountain. I have everything. I mean, you see lights on around me. I'm hooked up here. I got the internet. I want the same thing everybody else wants, but at the end of the day, I don't want to have to pay somebody. I don't want to have permission where if I come up short next month and I can't pay my power bill, that I'm going to be threatened with my power being turned off. And oh yeah, and when you live in a suburban area, or if you live in a city and your power shut off because you didn't pay your bill, well, now your house is condemned because you have to have the power on to be able to live there. Why is that? Because the power company paid the politicians to make that rule that benefits who? Does it benefit you? No, it benefits the power company. So, but if I don't pay my taxes, right? If you don't pay your taxes, they're going to come and they're going to take your property. That's part of it too. So, again, it's a choice. We all have a choice. Now, we could all live like I'm trying to think that guy. He's in Seattle. They got a show. They did a show on him that lives in the woods and does his thing in the woods. You could all live like that. I don't think that would be the way I would want to live, but I want to be able to be as free as I possibly can be, and that was always been my goal. And so that's where Ed would love to have your shack and not just those mountains and state. LO. Yeah, well, that's why I'm going to West Virginia. So I'm still going to be in the mountains. And here's the best part. Here's the best part. I want you guys to think about this. And if you are a normal human being, you either have an apartment or you have a house or you're renting or you own your property, right? So what happens? You've bought your house. You bought your first house. Oh my God, I got my first house. This is awesome. I've been there. I was excited. Woohoo! I got my first house. Now you're locked in. You have your 30-year mortgage, which of course all of it is front-loaded interest-wise because they know that the average person is generally going to stay in that house maybe 7 years, right? But you don't know that. They know that. So all that interest is front-loaded. So the majority of what you pay that first 7 years of living in that home is going to be interest. So you got your 30-year mortgage. Now you're paying. And oh yeah, by the time you get to the end of that 30 years, you've paid 3 times the amount. So who does that benefit? Of course, that benefits the bank, right? Now, and until you have 80% equity in your home, you have to pay for PMI. PMI is private mortgage insurance. Does that benefit you? No, but you pay. You pay for that, okay? That benefits the bank, which means if you stop paying, the bank still gets the full amount of the loan. That's insurance that you pay for to cover the bank. It's amazing. It's an amazing scam, and I think it's fantastic. The banks are just brilliant with that. They're brilliant, okay? You look at all the closing costs that's associated with buying a home or a property and all the stuff that you got to do, hoops you got to jump through and all that type of stuff, right? At the end of the day, you're spending more time at work to pay for said house, okay? You got a 30-year mortgage. So when I moved here and I bought this building and people were like, oh my God, you're going right back into debt again. My answer to that was, I'm going into debt for 3 years. 3 years, not 30. There's a big difference in that. So as I paid my payments, which Becky and Mom are doing right at the moment, they just crossed over the halfway point. Amazingly enough, how fast that time has gone. They've been paying for that building for 1.5 years. They have 1.5 years to go. And then it's theirs free and clear. They don't. There's no more payments after that. So then after that 3 years, where does that money go? It goes back into your pocket, not the bank's pocket. Okay, that's something to think about. And so living the way that we do, I still have a roof over my head. I still have water. I still can take a hot shower. All those things. I can still do all those things. I just don't pay anybody else for the privilege to do that anymore. To me, that's a smart way of living. If I can reduce my footprint and not have these huge bills every month going out for those different things, it makes my life much, much better. So that's, there's something to think about, something to think about. But again, it's all, yes, I'm off grid completely. I live off grid. And so people will tell me, well, you don't live off grid. You're hooked up to the internet. Whatever determination that you have what off grid is, to me, what off grid means is I'm not hooked up to the municipalities. So I have my own well, so I have my own water, so I don't get a water bill. The town, not that far from me, their water bills are like ridiculously high, ridiculously high. Those poor people are paying through the nose for water, which is unacceptable in my opinion. Okay, but so I'm not hooked up to any of theirs. I have my own. So I have my own well. I have my own water source. I have solar system. So my power all comes from my solar system. So I am not hooked up to their system at all in that aspect. So there you go. Yeah, I have a cell phone still, but who doesn't have a cell phone in this day and age, realistically? So, so people want to make determination of what is off grid and what is not off grid. I'm telling you what my interpretation of off grid is, and that's not being hooked up where they can come in and shut me off because of non payment. They can't. I'm independent. When the rest of the grid goes down in this neighborhood, for somebody hits a pole and it knocks out the power, or if there's a storm and it knocks out the power, guess what? I still have power because I have my own independent system. With that, if I have a glitch in my system, then it's up to me to figure out what it is, or get somebody that can take care of that. So that's where that is. All right, so real quickly, I know this time is going by; it goes by so freaking fast. Let's do the egg count. So before we do the egg count, I'm going to ask again. We're at 768 in the chat. We're at 460 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you to please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel ahead of time. And I thank you for doing so. That does mean a lot to me. It also really helps with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel, positive or negative. And obviously, we prefer positive. So I would ask you to shoot a thumbs up for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's just a game. So I'm going to ask you to do it for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, all right. So I just looked, and when I see the first correct number, I will let you guys know. I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. All right. If you had the same exact guess as Tina West and many others, because many others had the same exact guess, as 6 eggs, then you are 100% correct. And Thick Neck did lay today. She laid an egg today. So good. I'll take 6. I got no problem with that. Like I said, again, a lot of my birds are molting, so they're regrowing feathers. So when their energy is focused on that, they don't lay as much. So, but yeah, so they're nice and steady. They're so funny. I gave them mealworms tonight, and they're freaking hilarious. They are just hilarious. They're a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy the chickens. I get so much enjoyment out of them. And it's so funny because, there are certain chores that have to be done when you have animals, dogs, cats, chickens, whatever the case may be. It just becomes so part of that natural thing that you do. You do it without even thinking about it. Like I said, when I get up first thing in the morning, let me rephrase that. When Hella wakes up first thing in the morning, and comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, it's time for me to go out." I take them all out, put the dogs in the run, go in, and I take care of the chickens right away. But it's just I don't even think about it. I just do it because it's a natural thing to do. And those chickens know the routine. I go in, I open up the windows, I give them some feed first. Um, I've switched it up. I used to give them water first thing in the morning, but now I generally give them their water later at night now. So I'll or late in the afternoon sometime. But then after I do that, then they know I'm going to get a scoop of the cracked corn, and I go in the run and give them their cracked corn, and they know. They know they're like looking. Is he going to give it to us inside or is he going to give it to us outside? So like if it's raining, I give them their cracked corn inside, but I have to put some of it out the door because like Foghorn Leghorn, he's not allowed to come in. Yeah, Goliath is the boss. So, but yeah, they're so much fun, guys. They really really are. Okay, so here's something that I definitely want to tell you guys too. So, obviously, I'm going to be going down to West Virginia. I'm going to be heading down there this next week, and I'm unbelievably I can't even tell you how excited I am to be going down there. I'm going to be meeting a couple of subscribers. They're going to be coming down there, and yeah, I know the Cowboys. It was a good game. It was a good game. Dax looked like he didn't miss a step. He threw for over 400 yards. He looked really, really good. And but hey, but it was a good game. They gave him a good run. So what are you going to do? But anyway, so I'm going to be going down there and working on stuff that week, and I plan on doing a ton of video for you guys while I'm there. I'm going to try to get videos up as I'm there. I got to figure that part of it out yet because I don't know where I'm going to get the internet to be able to do that. But I'm going to see what I can find out. But it's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of have a game plan in my head. I do, and we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, the kicker definitely he missed a field goal, missed an extra point, and then ends up being the difference in the game at the end of the game. Because then Tampa would have had to try to score a touchdown as opposed to kicking a field goal. So what are you going to do? Please be careful working there by yourself. Well, Candace, I actually one of my neighbors is going to come down with me for this trip, and so he is going to be coming down with me then. And Becky actually said she wants to come down and see the property, but she wants to wait till the camper's there, which I don't blame her. I don't blame her on that one. But so that may be Becky may be coming down with me when I go down in October. But so no, I'll have somebody there with me the whole time this trip. I probably when I'll be alone is when November comes. That's when I'll be alone, but that's okay. So, but can I get a shout out for the Tampa Bay Bucks, JJ? Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, they played a really good game. Hey, MBG. I have been watching all the time, but not always responding. One of your old viewers is still here, Marcia. Yes, and I know exactly who you are. I've talked to you on the phone. You're a very awesome lady. Thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good people right there, guys. Yeah, and she's been a subscriber for a very, very long time. Following years. I don't even know how many years, but she's been around a long time. And I get it. You get busy doing other stuff. It happens. Oh, and look who's here. I know we got to hold her out like this to start with. There's Miss Stella. There we go. You can actually see her.
I figured that you'd like to have brought her in.
Because if I hold her like this,
and she blends in.
She blends right in with my shirt, and you're like, what's he petting? He looks like he's petting himself. Doesn't that look like that? You can't even see her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a good girl. Just a good girl. So, we got Miss Jealous behind you.
I know.
Miss Pandora. So, anyway, so this is yes, Miss Stella is taking over. She's settling in very, very well.
She's my baby.
Yep.
If I'm anywhere, she's circling around my feet. She has the best purr box we've ever heard.
Yeah, she definitely likes being petted, and she's a very, very nice cat. So she is another welcome addition to the homestead. So.
Okay, I wanted to bring her in.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping in. All right, honey. But so anyway, yes, I will be going down next week for a week, down to the property, and then I'll be going back down again in October for another week. I kind of got a game plan in my head for this trip, and I'm going to see if it all kind of falls in together. If it does, great, and if it doesn't, well, we'll get done what we can get done. But I have some game plans that I want to get done down there, and we'll see how it goes. But I gotta get the water developed. I gotta get things set up for a solar thing. So it's gonna be some work, but that's okay. I know. See, here's the best part. The best part. Um, Buddy's awesome, Jen A. Thank you for asking. Yep, Buddy's good. This time of year, right now, all we got in here, I'll show you guys real quick. Got Mr. Max is sleeping over there. Miss Soxy was in here earlier. She was sleeping over there, but she's taking out. Starting to get colder, so now you're starting to see him coming in more. So, is Stella Heather's cat or the family cat? That's more Heather's cat. Yeah, yeah. She needed that companionship. So that how will you live stream from West Virginia? Phillips is asking that. Well, when I'm down on these first couple of trips, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be honest with you. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to live stream down there until I'm down there full time, and then obviously I'll get some form of internet at that point. I'm not going to get that hooked up yet until I'm down there full time because it doesn't make any sense to do that for being down there for a week. So, but that's the game plan anyway. So like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know how. Right at this point, right now, when I go down next week, I am not sure how I'm going to upload videos. So I will figure it out somehow, and we'll get it going. But just go to the local McDonald's. You can live stream from there. Mrs. T said. Well, that's the thing. Where I'm going to be at in West Virginia, there is not a local McDonald's. I think the closest town, just to give you guys an idea, okay, the closest town is 17 miles away. So when I'm telling you I am in the mountains and I am in an isolated area, which is exactly what I wanted, that's going to be neat. How are you developing your well? The way that I'm going to be doing it, and I have springs, there's a couple of springs on the property. And so I'm going to go over all of that with you guys when I get down there, show you what I plan on doing. Um, I'm going to get it all on video, us developing that spring. And but I have a game plan for that as well. And I've been doing my research, guys. I've been getting ready. In my mind, I know where I need to be and what I need to get done so that when I am down there, full time, that I can be able to have power, to be able to have water, and all those type of things. So, yeah, right, JJ, rabbit ears, aluminum foil. But anyway, so hey Ed, is pinball still planning on doing the gathering? As far as I know, yes. Lynn Ray just asked, is pinball still October 16th? Pinball is doing a get together. If you are interested in that, what I would encourage you to do is go over to his channel, ask him for the information because I know he's asking people to register for that. I do plan on being there for that event because I will be down that weekend on my property. So I do plan on going to the get together in Tennessee on the 16th of October. So that is my game plan. And looking forward to meeting new people and probably some of the other people that I've already met before. So it's going to be a good time. So I have a digital contactor and antenna and get 30 channels. Miss Movie Star. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I've had a few people suggest to me they have satellite internet, and so I will look into all that as we get closer to that point. Because obviously, to be able to continue to do what I need to do, I need to have internet. Obviously, so I do plan on getting that all figured out, and we'll figure it out. But it's going to be, like I said, I'm excited for the adventure. And the difference with this adventure as opposed to when I came here, I'll talk about that really, really quickly. When we came here, I had, delusions of grandeur, looking at, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. Rose colored glasses. Looked at it with rose colored glass. It was going to be just great. Turned out to be a lot of work. North Shore Preparedness just put up the link for pinball, guys. So um, it's a lot of work. And it's not for everybody. I'll be honest with you. It is not for everybody. There are YouTubers that have started out, yep, I'm going to go off grid. And then they get off grid and they realize really, really quickly how difficult it is. And Ed, what's Heather's Etsy name? Lisa, it is Miss MISS Carswell's CARSWELLS Creations. That's Heather's Etsy account. So if you guys want to go over there, anybody's interested in going over there, and Heather is making jewelry. For those of you that don't know, and she is posting it over on Etsy. Come over here, Heather, and type in your thing for your Etsy account, please. No, they don't. I'd rather have you do it. So Heather's gonna, yep, Miss Carswell's Creations. She's typing it in right now. Oh, it's one S. Sorry. There it is, right there. It's right there. Miss Carswell's Creations, and that's on Etsy.
Yeah.
So
I'm putting up stuff daily. I try to do it a little bit at a time because I don't want to overwhelm myself too much. Gotta start out slow.
Right. So how many things do you have up there right now?
I think I have like 4 or 5. I made another set last night.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly how many I have.
Okay. So she's got a few things up there, and she's been selling stuff, so things are coming off as she sells them, obviously.
I'll be putting more stuff.
Did I let you know that the yes, you did. Francine said, she said, yeah, you let me know that there's a package on the way for Heather. Yes, you did let me know that. I will probably go down tomorrow and check and see if it's there, because Saturday we can get in there, before a certain time. The post office is open to a certain time, but otherwise I'll go check on Monday. But thank you for doing that for Heather. I do appreciate that too. But yeah, so it's that's fun too. But anyway, what I was going to say was, so when I came here, I knew nothing. I'll be honest with you. I just knew that I was going to. When are you moving to the South? I plan on being down in West Virginia full time by November. At some point in November, I'm going to be going down, probably towards the end. Oh, wow, all around. Wow, what a great comment. Oh, that's so funny. People are you're so silly. Ask your wife. How's that for an answer? Um, sorry. But anyway, I do plan on being down there full time probably by the end of November. That's my game plan. If I'm needed back home, I can be back home. That's not a problem. So, but uh, could you please load your videos from your? I did actually, Diane. I put some videos up from when I was out there. I didn't take a lot of video when I was out there. I'll be honest with you. I was too busy having a good time. That was a vacation. That was what that was. That was a blast. I had a blast out there. That was. I definitely will do that again, if the opportunity arises. So, it was awesome. We had 6 eggs today, and Thick Neck did lay today. So she did her job. So she gets to stick around. They're all sticking around. I'm not. Like I said, I'm weak when it comes to the animals. I like the animals. So, but anyway, going down to West Virginia, I now have 7 years of experience of living off grid. So I know what I'm walking into when I go to West Virginia. It's one of the reasons, like, people have asked, is Mom and Beck and Heather going to go down there? Heather already knows the deal. She knows how difficult it is in the beginning. So, she's not. She's going to probably stay here. She'll come down and hang out with me once I get things more set up. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you what part of West Virginia. Sorry, Moonchild. Yeah, Starlink. Yep. I heard that as well, Major Ken. So people have talked about Starlink, and there's something else as well. So that is internet that that is I'm definitely thinking about, I'll get that all worked out. But these first two trips, when I go down next week and then next month, I'm not going to worry about that. Then I'll figure out another way to upload videos, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do live streams or not. I don't know, but I do have cell service on the property, so I know somebody had asked me that as well. I do have cell service on the property, so. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of work, and so I don't want them to be down there when I got to deal with the harder stuff. Once I get things set up, yes, I'm keeping my place up here in New York too. I'm not getting rid of my place in New York. So my plan is to slowly convert my backyard into a food forest. Nothing wrong with that, Kimberly. That's actually very, very smart. All the dogs are coming with me, Candace. They're not going to come down with me this trip or the next trip, but when I go down for the winter, the dogs will come down there with me. Sandy M said, Ed, how is your tooth situation? Much, much better. Thank you for asking. Finished up the antibiotics a couple days ago. Feel much better. It is, you can see the swelling is not there anymore. So that's good. And I have no issues with my sinuses. So that's a good thing as well. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But so eventually, the game plan, just so you know, eventually Mom will come down to West Virginia for sure with me. Becky wants to stay here at the homestead because of the grandchildren. She doesn't want to be away from her grandchildren. All right. And Heather is going to do whatever Heather's going to do. I don't know what Heather's going to do yet. And, she's got to follow her own path. She's an adult, and I'm not going to restrict her and tell her what she has to do because she is an adult. So if she wants to come down and hang out, she can come down and hang out. If she wants to stay here, she's got a roof over her head and she doesn't have to pay rent. So, and with me being down there, then she's got complete privacy because she has the run of the house. So there you go. So, it's like having your own place. When you do your writing videos, maybe you could do a voiceover of what if talks. I don't know, maybe, possibly. We'll see what happens. Um, All right, so real quickly, I know the time has really gotten away. I want to do some shout outs for some other channels. I'm trying to answer you guys' questions too, and I do appreciate you asking the questions. I think it's important to try to get to them if I can. So, but anyway, um, I want to give some shout outs. We're going to start out with Icky Can up in Canada. Really, really good guy, very, very laid back. And so I would definitely recommend that you go show him some support. And JJ will throw his link up there. And he's awesome, awesome guy. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance up there. Very, very cool dude. A lot of fun. And so definitely I encourage you to follow his channel as well. We have Marfugal News. Marv is a good guy. Adam is his name, and good channel. Him and Dax do a lot of cool stuff out on the West Coast, even though Dax is in Georgia, but they work together. But and also Angry Prepper, and he also has the Angry Truth, so he has the two channels going. So I would encourage you to support him as well. Also, we have Alaskan Prepper, we have Canadian Prepper, we have Alaskan Granny, we have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Also, Doug and Stacy, another good channel. You have Southern Prepper One. You have let's see, Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. So obviously, Green Greg's is another one. He is in Tennessee as well. I wonder if he's going to come to Pinball's get together. Obviously, Pinball would be another one. We talked about Pinball earlier. So a lot of good channels out there, guys. We should be supporting each other. I really believe it's important that we support each other. And so I would ask you to go to the different channels. North Shore Preparedness has a channel. You have Wrangle Star. Yes, I like Wrangle Star. He's another good channel. So, there's so many channels out there with a lot of good information. Happy Prepper is a young man. He's got a channel. I think it's been a while since he has put up a video, but real nice young man. And he has his channel there. I would ask you to go support him as well. Or if you have children, have your children go over and watch his stuff. Gray Man is another one. I've been on his channel and I've been on his show. Good dude. Very, very informative. A lot of, and the thing is, when you go to all the different channels, it's different perspectives of how people look at things, and I think that that's really cool. So, you know, yeah, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Yep, they good channel. So the moderators are putting the different channels up there, guys. So definitely go show them some support, show them some love, and tell them the Prepper Nurse One sent you over. So Green Greg's is in Alabama. Oh, near the Tennessee border. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I made a mistake then. I thought he was in Tennessee. So my bad. But yeah, there's a lot of great channels out there, guys. Suspicious Observer is another one that comes to mind, and Bear Independent. You have Bjorn. I can't think of the rest of his name, but that's another cool channel. So there is a lot of good channels out there, and we should all be supporting each other, and I think that that's important. They are all great, but I like you the best. Gigi says, "Well, thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. You have no idea how much it means to me, the support that you guys give me, the encouragement, and being here for the streams, uh, you know, being members, doing the live streams for the hardcore preppers. We have a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really enjoyable, and I really like doing everything that I'm doing, and to be able to show you in just an average guy going out, decided I'm going to go live off grid. I talked about it, and people that have been watching me for a long, long time, they tell me, I remember when you were doing the videos in the basements when you lived in Greece, New York. Yeah, I mean, and I talked about then, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go live off grid. This is my goal. This is my thing. And so, um, oh, I can take the extra roosters to West Virginia. That's an option, but yeah, that's an option. But I'd have to I got to get another chicken coop built down there first, and down there I better make sure, like I said, my chicken coop is a good chicken coop, but I better make sure I have a really, really good one. As your tooth count exceeds West Virginia's maximum tooth count mandate. Well, listen, I was trying to, and it was a joke, and I hope anybody from West Virginia takes it as it is, because it's a joke. After I had my last tooth pulled, I said, I'm trying to get my summer teeth because I'm trying to get ready for West Virginia. Now, if any of you that don't know what summer teeth are, I mean, some of your teeth are here and some of your teeth are there. So that's called summer teeth, because it's like the joke is hillbillies don't have no teeth, ha ha ha. But yeah, so, yeah, it's, I, believe me, I'm hoping that this is the last one that I ever have to get pulled. I will, like I said, I'm going back actually to the dentist on Monday. I have 4 cavities that are getting taken care of all at once. So I, believe it or not, am looking forward to that, because then I will be squared away. And then I'll be back to once every 6 months getting my teeth cleaned. And so I'm happy with that. What's the best pickup line in West Virginia? Nice tooth. Oh, that's bad. There's some. I'm going to tell you what. So first of all, let me just say this: having been down in West Virginia, the people down there are absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to be part of the community down in West Virginia. They're just really down to earth, salt of the earth people, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to meeting my neighbors down there, and and talking with people and getting familiarized and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful, beautiful state, guys, and I am excited to be moving down there. I cannot wait to get out of New York, and I'll be honest, I won't miss the winters, and so but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and like I said, I'm really excited about it, and we're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna see what we can get done. We're gonna get done what we can get done, and I'm gonna, if I have to build some kind of temporary housing for myself, build a building, something that I can just put a wood stove in, where I can go in and sleep for in the beginning, then I will. Okay, great. So, but it's exciting, and like I said, I am excited about it, and I can't wait. So, anyway, let's do this because again, the time is just really getting away. I'm going to ask again. We're at what 5:53 in the chat. We're at 581 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask again if you have not shot a thumbs up yet. So what we're going to do, what do we got? How many? We got about 7 minutes. So I'm going to make a goal here just for fun. Let's hit 700. We're at 586. Let's see if we can hit 700 thumbs up before we sign off of here. So right now I'm going to ask you if you have not shot a thumbs up yet to please do so. And thank you very much for doing that ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. And really, really looking forward to doing, like I said, just I appreciate your guys' support in that. Also, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up, so that's part of the game as well. So, and again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications. So we're 99 away. So the goal is 700. So let's see if we can hit 700 thumbs up. All right. We are Legion. And the good Legion, not the bad biblical Legion, which is one mention in the Bible. We're like the American Legion. We're like the Roman legions. We are a huge family. We are a huge network. And the reason I say we are Legion is because we are many. We are all over the place. Where is everybody from tonight? Melbourne, Australia. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. BC, Canada. Carroll, Iowa. So I'm just waiting for you guys to get your stuff up here. Round Rock, Texas. Beech Grove, Indiana. Arkansas. Alabama. Central Missouri. Cape Cod. St. Columbian, Quebec. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Ulster Park, New York. Fillmore, New York. Nebraska. Melbourne, Florida. We have St. Augustine in Florida. Upstate South Carolina. Central West Virginia. Hudson Valley, New York. Apollo, Pennsylvania. Let's see. Fort Worth, Texas. The UK is in the house. Thank you for being up late with us. Mississippi and the Gulf Coast. Navajo Nation in Arizona. Welcome, Marissa. Glad you're here tonight. Kansas City, Missouri. East Tennessee. Capital of Canada. Northern Michigan. Lakewood, Washington. Michigan. Texas. Eckhart, Indiana. Texas. Albion, New York. West coast of Florida. Orlando, Florida. Let's see. Live in a van in Florida. Nothing wrong with that. Monroe County, West Virginia. Very nice, Meredith. North Carolina, Northeast Texas, Los Angeles, California, Maine, Quincy, Massachusetts, Southern Oregon, Ocean Park, Washington, Kimrick, Scotland. Very nice. Welcome. Thank you for staying up late and joining us again. Southern Maryland, Texas, Sunbury, Ontario, Western Kentucky, Northwest Tennessee, Depew, New York, Los Angeles, California, Kimberly City, Missouri, Bad River, Wisconsin. We have New Jersey, Albion, New York, Southern Missouri, Arizona, Apala, Michigan, Southern Oregon. So again, guys, you're hearing me call off all over the country, all over the world. We are a huge, huge family. We're a huge network of people, and we're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. We really, really are. In a van down by the river. Yeah, right. Newfoundland. Very nice. So again, we're a huge family, and we're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference when that time comes. I really think that that's important that we try to do so. So what are we at? 627. The goal 700. I don't know if we're going to do it or not, but let's shoot for that. Oh, we got Wyoming. I didn't see Wyoming earlier. So again, shoot that thumbs up. Let's see how close to 700 we can get, or if we can get over 700 before we jump off of here. So, but anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely phenomenal job keeping the chat clean, and I do appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. And like I said, also, ladies and gentlemen, do moderate for me. And also, I appreciate all of you guys being here, stream after stream, showing your support. And there's a lot of people that are regulars that are in here all the time. And I know you guys all talk to each other, which is kind of neat. But I really appreciate all the support. And, that's awesome. And like I said, we're not going to have nonsense in these chats. So, they take care of it. They know what my standards are. They know where I stand. And, I rely on them because I can't watch everything, talk to you guys, and try to focus on that too. So it is really, really awesome that they do what they do. So, but yeah, guys, as we move forward, there's going to be a lot going on. New adventure again in West Virginia. That is going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a great time. And it's going to be quite the adventure. And you guys, like I said, you're going to get to see it. All of you that didn't see this happen over the last 7 years are going to get to watch this new property develop and what we can do and getting things going. And again, I already realize, and just so you guys know, and I'm going to be 100% truthful, it's not going to happen overnight. I am not independently wealthy. So, I just don't write checks and boom, everything gets done. It doesn't work like that. I have to do it when I can. So it's going to take a while, and I know that. But, if I can get some of the priorities knocked out right away, like with solar, and also getting the water situation squared away, getting the camper obviously down there, that's going to happen next month, and getting that set up, and we're going to go from there, and we're going to see how things go. But I don't know. Obviously, I've never spent a winter in West Virginia, so I don't know what the winter's going to look like. I don't know how cold it's going to get. So um, does that mean that I have to build a small building that I can convert later for something else? I may have to. I don't know. But if I can weather it out through the winter in the camper, that's the game. That's the game plan, and work on things as I go. So that's what we're gonna do. So, but anyway, I want you guys all to remember we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and people really do need to remember that. It is so important. We have to stop letting them divide us constantly. And it happens constantly. The division is unbelievable, and it's all perpetuated by the media, by the government. They want us all fighting amongst each other. If we can stop that, we can be in so much better shape as a society. And I think that's what we should strive for. Okay. Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Really, really important. So what are we at? 648. I don't think we're making 700, but let's try to get at least 675. So let's shoot that thumbs up if you haven't done so yet, guys, please. And thank you for doing that. Also, remember, guys, STD. And this is the important one. Step, thing, and day. Whatever you were trying to do, whatever you were trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. And that's important to remember. And I think a lot of people do lose sight of that because they're inundated with negativity, people telling them what they can't do, what they can't accomplish. Don't ever listen to that. Because once you listen to that and you give into that, then you lose and they win. Always strive to set your goals, set realistic goals, and then make them happen. I just, again, and I've shared this with you guys before. When I decided to move off grid, I could not tell you the number of people that told me there's no way you're going to be able to do that. No way you're going to be able to do that, Ed. No way. It's not going to happen. Here we are 7 years later, and I'm still doing it. And I'm getting ready to do it again. So don't listen to those people. Because if I listened to them, I would be living in a house someplace or an apartment someplace and be sucked into all that. So, never listen to, and it doesn't have to be about prepping or off grid. It can be whatever you're striving to do. Just work at it and you can get there. So but anyway, what do we're at 661, so we're not even going to be close. So can we hit 675, guys? 675 is now 11 away. So again, let's try for 675. If you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so. Also, remember, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, which we are, 4,900 away, right? I will have STD tattooed on my body. And I plan on doing a nice big old giveaway then as well. I do plan on doing a nice big giveaway when I hit 100,000 subscribers. So, see, now we're at 678. So we got past 675. How close to 700 can we get? We got 22 away. Can we hit that 700? Still waiting for the Speedo. Yeah, that would not be a pretty video. So, but anyway, um, again, work towards your goals, make them happen. Don't ever listen to negative people telling you what you cannot accomplish. Okay, do what you can, do what you can, and that's what I'm going to always encourage you all to do, um, because you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to, and that's the beauty of it. So we want to get the tattoo. Yeah, we got to get me up to 100,000. When I hit 100,000, STD goes on me, and that's and I did reach out to Kendall and told her I wanted her to design my tattoo and I want her to do the tattoo for me, and so hopefully she'll be able to do that, and that'll be cool, and we'll obviously do that. um we'll do a video of that. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's what we'll do at 685, 15 away. Come on, guys. Let's see if we haven't done that yet. We're down to 404 in the chat too. If you have not shot the thumbs up yet, let's see if we can hit 700. 14 of you more. You got to throw that. Now it's down to 13 more. So it's just a game. We're just trying to have some fun here. But anyway, it's just continue to prep. I will always continue to encourage you guys to do that. We just never know what's going to happen, and scary stuff's going on. Obviously, craziness is out there happening. So continue to be vigilant. Continue to do what you need to do. Wow, I just realized I was unsubscribed again. Well, that's the other thing, guys. If you're not seeing my videos or getting notices, check your subscription and see if they've unsubscribed you. They do that a lot. So, and I post every single day. So I'm not going anywhere. Don't plan on going anywhere. So we're at 690 now. Oh, 10 away. I'm going to stay on here. I'm going to give it like another minute. Let's give it another minute. Asa said I packed 20 containers during the last stream. Very nice. Very, very nice. There's nothing wrong with that, Asif. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. So, my nephew does tattoos for a living, Hope King said. That's cool, Hope. That's awesome. That is awesome. So we're at 698. Okay, two more and we're going to be done. So let's get to 700. There it is, 700. Oh my god, it's so funny. You guys did it. I know it was a high goal. I was just, it's fun. It's just a game. But I appreciate your guys' support, and thank you for playing along with me and doing the thumbs up. It really does. It means a lot. Like I said, it's just a fun game. So anyway, I will see you all later. Have a great night, everybody. Have a safe weekend. Be safe. Okay. So it's 708 now. So now we blew past 700. See how cool that is? Overachievers. Yes, you guys are overachievers. You guys are awesome. So what is that rattling noise? I have a fan on, so maybe you're hearing the fan. So 7-Eleven now. Be safe tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow is the 20-year anniversary. So be safe. Okay. I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.